everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I know I'm up earlier than normal, but I told you I was going to start getting in some kind of routine. And for some of you who follow me faithfully, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I know that a lot of you are on the East Coast, so it's about 9:45 in the morning, 6:45 here in California. I just woke up thinking about um, grateful to be awake. Uh, First of all, and thanking the Lord just for the today. And before I began to get my morning coffee, get my dog situated, and then what ran across my mind is we have Unrivaled beginning this morning. We have, what's up, Henry? You're up with me. Right on. Right on. And I was thinking about the games last night and things I could have said. I mean, I thought I said everything, but one thing I want to say, which is the title of the show, is parity is the word, really. I said is word, but got to put in the word. Parity is the word. And parity just means that it just refers to, like, in sports, it refers to a competitive balance where teams are relatively equal in talent and outcomes are unpredictable. I've been saying that they're predictable, but I've been referring more or less to uh, the top four teams are predictable. And I was saying those teams are kind of predictable for a while because you have two SEC teams, South Carolina and Texas, that's going to make it kind of like there's a parity there. And the opportunity for the two of them to win is equal to me when they play in conference play. But everything else, there's an equal opportunity for me for teams that normally aren't in the top 10 to move further above the top 10 or to knock each other off, or it's just unpredictable for me. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing. I remember when um, UConn was just it was just predictable that they were going to win a national championship. They got into this habit of dominance that was habitual for them to win the national championships. Um, whether it be every other year or whatever the case is, you knew that they were going to be in the final four. Now it's just I don't know. It's a good thing. I don't know. I think it's a good thing because like the games are like when teams are predicted to win, you see these sudden upsets, and that's what we saw this weekend, right? One person I was thinking about that I think I want to give the flowers to when we discuss National Player of the Year is Michaela Blake's. And I had to flip back and forth before between games yesterday. I watched some games all the way through. Some games I got highlights from, or I turned on in the midst of the chaos. And one of the chaotic ones was LSU and Vandy. And I think for some people, they didn't see it coming, or they didn't want to see it coming. And the reason they didn't believe that it could happen is because no one wants to believe that there's a superhero um, in superhero basketball, which is Juju Watkins. And my thing with Michaela Blake's and what I couldn't do with her until like it was with Tanaya Latson. Tanaya was scoring all those points last year, number one in the nation. But and she in the postseason, she was trying to take her team beyond the Sweet 16 and so forth. And for me, it's like I can't put you in National Player of the Year. You got to be like in the Elite Eight or something, for me to consider you what you're doing. Michaela is that person. And what I noticed Michaela was getting yesterday was a lot of the juju treatment. they started. I mean, there was a lot of fouls that weren't called on Michaela Blakes, but you never seen her get down on that. You never seen her complain or give up. She continued to play through contact. She rounded out with 32.4 assists, if I'm not mistaken. And because she was taking that juju treatment of getting fouled and hacked and no one's calling it, um, and continue to score and continue to win and continue to upset a team that was above her and took her team. Um, I can't wait to see the rankings. Honestly, this morning, I can't wait to see the rankings because what Michaela was showing me was the dominance. She showed me dominance from one player that people believe you can't have just one player, um, dominant player, win a basketball game. And I disagree. I think you can. I think it's obviously a team sport, but you got to have that breakout player that's going to get you those buckets. You have to have that player that can score at will or score when needed or score so much that it's just enough for her team to win. And that's what Audie Crooks was doing. So no one Audie Crooks. So they want Audie. Audie is a front runner for me as well. And people want to see Audie. Well, defense. Someone showed an example on Twitter, and I was like, you showed Audie on a run out on a 3-point shooter. Since when is a center responsible for somebody on a run out? Good morning, everybody. Chicago, be well. On a run out. How is that her fault? What center guards a perimeter shooter, and then you tell me that they can't play defense? The fact that she even saw it and even tried to attempt to get out there is enough for me. Finally, with Audie Crooks, some team decided to double her. But guess who stepped up? Jada Williams. Give Jada Williams her flowers this morning. Shout out to you, Jada Williams. I'm proud of you. 28 points. It wasn't enough. Talia Scott, being all that she is for Baylor, won that. But let's not overlook Jada Williams, because if Iowa State had won, Jada Williams would be my MVP of that game. So I took a look at, today is my AP top 25. Yeah, Jada went off, be well. Hey, good morning, Tulip. Thank you you always find me. Thank you, Tulip. Right on, Tulip. Chicago, you said, I did not see this coming with the level of parity that we're seeing now, which is actually makes it fun. I think it makes it fun. Yeah, Chicago, though I think it makes it fun to watch. That is, of course, if your team is coming on the winning side. Exactly. That's, of course, if your team is coming out on the winning side. And Blake shows leadership as a sophomore. But Blake's, when I saw her receive her Wooden Award as freshman of the year, and she spoke, and Shay Ralph spoke so highly of her. I mean, she speaks highly of her. And you could tell that Blake's is on a mission. She's on a mission to, we didn't really go off and appreciate her 250 balls. We appreciated Juju's 51 ball, rightfully so, because it was against a top-ranked team, which is a program win of Stanford University. That's huge for her to have done that. And it was so huge that her jersey is now in the Naismith Hall of Fame. But 250 balls is amazing. But it wasn't against a ranked team, okay? And I think that may have been the reason that, but I knew it was in her, and I still didn't know what Blake's was going to do. But what Blake's is doing right now I have her in my personal MP National Player of the Year award, okay? So Talia Goodman, if you follow her, if you heard of her, I'll shout out to her. People give her a hard time on her predictions or, her takes, but she does a really good job on Twitter of just keeping you up on what's going on real time around the league as the games unfold. And she put up her AP top 25. This is not the one that I always read off and go by, but I'm going to tell you what they are this morning, just to give you an idea. And when she does give it, it usually is a little different than the AP top 25. But I'm going to just give you an idea of what a sports writer is thinking today. Okay. So good day to go live. Thank you, Tulip. I'm trying. You guys are encouraging me to get up here a little bit more. I appreciate it. Um, Listen to this. This is Talia Goodman's top 25. She has Texas number 1, UConn number 2, UCLA number 3, South Carolina number 4. And I think she's basing this over rank wins. Okay, so this is just currently where she feels things are at right now. Kentucky 5, Louisville 6. I told y'all last night. Y'all, we were talking about everything and everybody's mama, but you guys forgot about Louisville. Oklahoma was another one that was sneaky and quiet and hasn't moved at 7. And guess where she put Vandy? She has Vandy all the way in the 8th spot, which made me wake up this morning and really realize it's like, now I'm gonna put if the AP has Vandy as well in that number 8 spot, this is going to put, for me, Michaela Blake's in the National Player of the Year conversation, because this is what I expect a National Player of the Year to do, is what she did last night. Iowa State, number 9, which I felt that they would be in the top 10. However, I didn't think they could even get out of no Final Four or anything because of the other shortcomings of what you guys say with Audi Crooks. Iowa, number 10. LSU, 11. So look, some of you LSU fans, she doesn't have you dropping out of the top 25 or anything like that. That's why I was like, just calm down, panic. Don't push the panic button. It's too early. Maryland, 12. TCU, 13. Baylor, 14. Michigan, 15. Washington, 16. Ohio State, 17. North Carolina, 18. Michigan State, 19. Ole Miss, 20. Texas Tech, 21. USC Trojans, 22. Illinois, 23. Tennessee, 24. And Princeton? I think that P is Princeton. I know it's not Pitt. Princeton, 25. Okay. I hope you guys caught that and heard what you wanted to hear and then want to talk about that. Okay. Chicago, it has been a disappointing start of the conference play for the Tigers, and to me, as of right now, reminds me of Tennessee last year or some teams. You kind of expect that being shorthanded. Okay, as far as AP poll concerned, we'll probably drop out of the top 10, but we'll be fine. Okay, that's what I was just saying. So she has you at 11, so let's see what AP does. We need to take the pressure off of those players. They're under amount. I think the pressure needs to be off. Get humble. Get quiet. Stop celebrating so soon on the court. Just play basketball. I didn't realize last night that Flau'jae had 0, but I want to stop right here. Be Will, all of you guys, listen to what I'm going to say. Flau'jae was motivated against Duke. Celebrated in Carl Lawson's face, thinking that she's proven a point about why she didn't play as much. But guess what? Who played over her was Michaela Blake's. Now, what Flau'jae was supposed to do was show the country, show everybody why Michaela shouldn't have played over her. So I look at the game, and Michaela was, all I hear you guys talk about is Flau'jae's defense. I never said nothing because I never noticed anything spectacular about her defense. I've never. Michaela drove past her about 4 times in one highlight clip. Oh my goodness! Happy New Year! Oh my goodness, we will. Thank you, brother. Wow, thank you for that. I don't have music to play. because I don't know how to work that equipment I bought with the music. Happy New Year to you too. Thank you so much, Be Well. Thank you. That's very encouraging. I love it. $10 super chat. Thank you. And yeah, for sure. Happy New Year. And you know, Michaela was eating her up. That was her opportunity to guard her, and as well as upstage her offensively. And she had 0 points. She was getting burned by Michaela. And all it did was show that Kara was right in what she was doing. So, did you guys catch that? Anybody catch that? That's that parity I'm talking about with Chicago, with all these teams pulling the upsets. And as you guys know, you know who they were. TCU lost, Maryland lost, LSU lost, Notre Dame lost. Check this out. In the, I think what did I tell you? Stanford won a game. She's definitely, B Will, she definitely, 1000%. Flaw is playing with too much pressure on herself. She got to stop trying to prove something and just play basketball. 1000%. 1000%. Nobody is looking at you, Flaw, like that. No one is like, she's putting the pressure on herself because she opened her mouth and said she wanted to be the number one in the draft. Yeah, that's the dream. You're really good at rapping. You're a good, great basketball player. You won a championship, but you were not number one in your class. You. It takes a lot of work to be that, um, and she just needs to just play basketball. Everything else, awards and all that, you don't play for that. You just play. Let the draft be where it's going to be, fall where it's going to be, and continue to prove even as you get to the league. Okay, shoot, they blow past MK like she's not there. Yeah, MK worries me on defense. It always has, but she's so solid over there in that position. So that you got two wings where stuff is blowing by, and when people are blowing by the guards, it makes it hard on the interior when you don't really have a big interior presence. So if they're blowing by the guards, it's going to cause Koval and them to step up late, get a foul, or Joyner or Grace Knox or whoever. Good morning, Lady T. What's happening? I have a ton of confidence in them, but you have to wonder if that seat in Louisiana is getting warm right now. Maybe even on the hot seat. I don't know. I can't see somebody firing. If you're referring to Coach Mulkey, that woman not get fired. She resigned for that would happen. You're not going to embarrass a legend like that. That'll never happen. It's not even about that. And I can't see her. I think she'll leave on her terms if things are getting so hot, because the excuse for a lot of these veteran coaches will be here's my thoughts. The excuse for the veteran coaches will be that the parity is becoming a lot more equal based on NIL. Okay? Based on NIL. NILs makes a difference. Coach Moki said something about it, like the difference is the money, that some schools have more money. She didn't even, you guys know, everybody always says the money is in Baton Rouge. She doesn't feel that way. She doesn't feel that way. Like she should know. She's the coach. I've never known or ever gotten a feeling that Coach Moki is anything but honest. And she was honest. She's like, I don't think that, we're it's the money. And in schools, some schools have more money than others, believe it or not. Like, people say, oh, Texas got that oil money. Well, I know, and I met the mother of the Texas softball star that came from Stanford that got that $1 million deal for softball at Texas Tech. She sure did. She said, no, that's my daughter. We were talking outside of the Staples Center after a Sparks game. And I think I was waiting for Kiki to come out because I was talking to her peoples. And then she told me who she was, and yeah, her daughter. I was like, oh, that's your daughter, and she's like, yeah, showing me pictures and stuff. And then Texas Tech just got that 7-footer too. Chicago Bayou Tigers. What's going on? Hey, I'm so glad I got a lot of you LSU people. I think B Will in our chat. Um, he definitely nailed it. You guys gotta encourage your girl, our girl Flage, because she's putting too much pressure on her. We don't even have the expectation that she's putting on herself and the things that she says and does. We're not even putting that type of pressure on her. You're going to go pro, but if you keep on doing this, listen, I'm not even going to say that because Raven was putting up some of those goose eggs, but she had other things in other categories, and she just kept with it. And now she's just starting to like fill up categories and be really consistent in what she's doing. And she's raised her stock as far as I'm concerned. She's the player that I always thought she would be. You're concerned about the way that, yeah, the way the LSU play. But listen, think about this. Think about Duke. Who should have been more concerned than any is a Duke fan and the Duke program, right? Guess what? Duke is like, I don't know if you guys remember, they were like up and down, up and down. They're not concerned about early losses. They're not concerned about what you got, what we think, and how they're doing, and where they should be, and how they dropped from eighth spot to in the country in the beginning to off the charts to 20. They don't care about that. All they care about is getting better. All they care about is like where they land at in March. And that's what I'm trying to say with LSU. Okay? Example. Henry said Kalia Copper won no major awards while in college. She became the finals MVP and an Olympic gold medal at pro. And she got us that win in the Olympics, right? So that's what I'm saying. Like, it's the long game, not the short game. Juju has always been Juju since she was 14 years old, while Paige, Angel, Clark, and all of them, HBO, were all in 2020, were these big superstars, college, high school, I think high school is going into college. But when she was 14 in 2018, they were coming on up and moving into McDonald All-American status and whatever else, and obviously, Paige comes into college, she becomes all world and everything like that. She is a little different where the trajectory is kind of like she's like Paige set the bar, Juice bent the curve, and you're gonna have players like that, and she's just different. So there's some people that like their trajectory is different. But like you said, Ka didn't win any of those things at Rutgers, and we knew she was good, but she continued to get better. And I love the example of Asia because Asia wasn't on my radar. She wasn't one of my favorite players coming out of college or whatever. She was cool and stuff like that. Great, but when she got to the pros, every single year she got better. And that's just some people's, if they want it, that's just going to be some people's trajectory, Gee, what is your top 10? Oh, that was a great question. Raven is balling this year. I just need her to cut down on her turnovers. Okay. And that don't make too much of a difference, but I still think I moved Raven way up because what Raven has, the league doesn't have, that's very valuable in that point guard position. It's so pure that as I keep trying to get us away from traditional position basketball, because I like positionless basketball, she's players like her keep that position and tradition of bigs and point guards in my eyes going, and you always need that structure. Great word. I like that. I love that. I couldn't think of the word. Thank you, Lady T. A comment above referring to Flage putting pressure on herself. I just think that's what I think Be Well nailed it. I think pressure is an illusion. It's not real. You know, fears, same thing. Fear is an illusion, I should say. But pressure is too. It's like because pressure, they say, makes diamonds, right? So when pressure hits, I'm trying to think when I was number one in Northern California. It's like I really didn't even know I was. It was because it was a person close to me that like if I lost, I guess that made me not number one that day. But it's kind of like you can't look at it and listen, when you're in that number one spot, everybody's like coming at you. And I started to feel the pressure to remain number one. And that was me putting that on myself. So I guess it's up to the person. It's how you look at things. Um, Instead of just competing, like he said, just play basketball. Good morning, Bear Beauty. I'm coming up for some therapy for you because hopefully you had a good night's sleep. You got a chance to think about it. Um, Another thing I think with LSU maybe who is the leader of the team? It doesn't always have to be a vocal leader. It doesn't always have to be someone I think that is your best player or anything like that. Who does people listen to? Who do they look to? Hannah Hidalgo has scored double digits every single game of college, 81 games in a row. Wow. That she did surpass Juju on that because I think I remember Juju having 9 points before. They both were like that for a long time, and then I think Juju did drop to 9. Plus, she has at least one steal in 78 of them. Yeah, rankings crazy this season. Bear Beauty, good morning. Hello, Tulip. Yes, I was talking about parity. I gave the definition in my description, and my thoughts on it. And I believe you're seeing that, and I believe that the parity has a lot to do with the NIL monies, people being able to jump in portals and move around, and teams are starting to equal out and have what they need to get the job done. Schools that you never seen in the top 10 are facing the top 10. So for me, if I can do this, I'm gonna try. Okay. I was hoping nobody was gonna ask me that because I didn't write anything down, but I'm gonna use Talia Goodman's. I think I read it off to you guys. It isn't the one that I usually do Monday mornings at 9 something. I'm gonna do her, looking at what she has on the board right here. I saw another one last night by a random on Twitter. They didn't even have. They left off us, USC, Maryland, somebody else off the board completely. But she didn't leave us off the board. The Trojans. Okay, so I have, like I always say, my top four. The reason I have Texas first because I think they played more ranked games than UConn and South Carolina at the moment. So the top four: Texas, UConn, UCLA, and South Carolina. Okay, guys, that's what I have. I'm really digging Kentucky. I'm digging their size. Be Will. Um, Tulip. I'm digging their size, and I'm digging the fact that I think that uh, Kenny Brooks has been in the top 8 or higher uh, before, so he knows what he's doing, and he's taken. I've always watched him take and work with less is more. He's got Claire Strack over there. He's got Tony Morgan. I mean, that's a great combination. So I'm gonna put them fifth. I like that she got Louisville 6. I like that she has Oklahoma 7, Vandy 8. I know you're not gonna like this one, but I'm gonna leave Iowa State where it is because I think Iowa State is better than Iowa and LSU. So you asked me for only. Tell me what you asked me for, Tulip. You only asked me to give you my top 8, and that if I stay, if you want to know my top 8, that's my top 8. Surprising enough, um, Vandy soared up there, and that's crazy for me to say to put them there. But I do believe in one women games. Revenge for ready for revenge on Texas. You talking about LSU? They got Texas next. What's good, Jonathan? B. Will said. Nah, LSU is better than Iowa State. Let's see. In your opinion, okay. So you want LSU in the ninth or okay? Answer this, Tulip. Is LSU better than Iowa? And then I'll tell you what I'll work it around. You play Vanderbilt in January. South Carolina does. Okay. Now I don't think that Michaela and her team can get past South Carolina, but don't let them be close. Don't let them be close because one woman can do it all. One woman can score 40 something points. As far as Flaw, I just want more from her for her senior year. See, but that's the pressure. Now, if you mean growth how? Like she's got to take that pressure off herself. Nobody, she when you say that, it's like, is it the pressure from the fans she's trying to impress or herself? Because whatever it is, um, she needs to lower. I don't want her to lower expectations, but I want her to stop pressing. Oklahoma's fifth for you. You want Oklahoma behind the big dogs? Wow. Okay. Wow. You want them up there? You don't feel like Kentucky's like has proven enough, huh? They took that fifth spot though because that was a spot held down by LSU. Yes, they are. Tigers should be moved to 12. You think Maryland can? Okay, I got Maryland. I like what Talia did there. She had Maryland at 12. I didn't go down past that, but she has them at 11. And this isn't the AP poll, guys, so I don't know what the coaches and the journalists said. For Wiley bought out her first ever start at LSU, 13.7 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals, 1 block, 6 for 13, was the fourth start of her collegiate career. Yeah, yeah. For Wiley was good. We will smash the Sooners. Okay, SC South Carolina Gamecock fan said they will smash the Sooners, which I have them in the 7th spot. LSU should be able to hold Audie with her size. I would front her and bring help late. Makes the guards pass over Joyner and Koval. I think Audie would just eat up down low down there, but you're definitely gonna maybe even you might want to use. I don't know about using Joyner. I'd use maybe Grace, but the footwork of Audie is just impeccable. I just love her footwork down low, and if Jada plays the way I want Jada to play, that I know she can play, and she can get some darn help from Addie Brown, all you need is a big three. You can double Audie, but it really wasn't a wrap. It was a dogfight. They did double her, and it was a dogfight because you didn't expect Jada to do what she was doing, and if she would have had help from if she would have had help from Addie Brown, that could have looked differently. We did just witness it yesterday, but it wasn't a wrap, Tula. It was a dogfight. It was a dogfight, and it wasn't even their interior offense that beat them. It was Talia Scott, that one woman show. And I expected Jada. I think Jada didn't want to foul her, but Jada has some defense. She's got to believe in herself. Jada can play D on you because Baylor is not that good. But on this one, Baylor is ranked 14. And who are you referring to Iowa being better than? Who do you think is better than Iowa State? because this chart has Vandy being better, Oklahoma, Louisville, Kentucky, and then the Big Four. That's some good company for Iowa State to be in. They're saying that Iowa, LSU, Maryland, TCU, Baylor, uh, and her on her chart, although Baylor won, she doesn't even have Baylor up there. Just because they won, she didn't even have Baylor above Iowa State. Iowa State is like 5 steps ahead, even with that loss. Where should the Trojans be ranked other after getting blown out? They have them ranked 22. Shit, I'll take that because I seen another board that had us not even in the top 25, which isn't fair. I'm just like, damn, they didn't even have us on the board. I probably wouldn't. I don't know. I mean, they're close to it. Farrell, we're close to 22. I think because they know that we're not gonna fall. And Big Ten is a big conference, so they didn't have us like losing. I could tell a bunch of games out in the Big Ten. You know what I'm saying? So we're still like a top. Wonder see, we're still a top team in the Big Ten. That's just us losing, which is so crazy that you're so hard on the Trojans. We lost to a number 3, 4 team in the country. We lost to a number 1, 2 in the country, UConn. We lost to a number 2, 3 in the country, South Carolina. And the one loss that we had prior to that was a miracle shot by Notre Dame, which we shouldn't have lost to Notre Dame, actually. We should not have lost that game. I mean, when Jazzy missed that layup, that cost us right there. But we should have never been that close in the first place. So, I mean, bro, like, we're losing to like the best in the country. So you're not gonna knock us out of the top 25. That's crazy. And we faced 2 blowouts. The first time I've seen in the last few years, to UConn and UCLA. Why would we not make the top 25? Little Page took Abby Brown completely out. Abby Brown is just like, I always hear she's supposed to be the other piece of that. Sometimes, but every time I go to watch, I'm not getting what I need to get out of Brown. Like, she gotta be there if they want to. Okay, the experts before the season started really wanted to say that Iowa State would be a top 8 team, but they had a hard time seeing them go further than that when it's all said and done. Like, say, Final Four, is because they just don't have enough. And they didn't believe in Audie Crooks like Tulip doesn't. No, I don't take that. We don't lose to unranked. Don't worry about it, Juju. USC will be back better than ever next season. Oh, I know. I already know. I'm just trying to live in the moment for them. I know what we're going to be next season, and everybody knows it. And, the pressure will be on them because you got so many number 1 picks that I don't think they'll pay attention to that. I think they're just going to play ball. But like everybody is right, I thought the league was going to lose a lot of bigs, but more bigs keep coming in, big real centers. So we have to get a center. We just Taya is fine in the middle, but we got to get a big body. We got to get a center. I would like 2 of them in the point guard. And we don't, I mean, my point guard, Kennedy can do it. Juju can do it. Bring it up. Jazzy can bring it up. That's not an issue. Malia's a backup. But most importantly, I want a center. I don't necessarily need a point guard, but if somebody would like to come on over, they can handle pressure, can handle the ball, traps, and things like that. It would be great. And I just want a strong bench. 13-9-6 with no touches is good. The Trojans will be fine. They're going to figure things out. They've got a bright future ahead of them. Yeah, everybody. I appreciate that. Everybody knows it. Everybody knows it. But and you know we it was trial by fire for Jazzy this year. She needed that. She's shown me now that she's going to have to grow into being. I don't know if she'll be an attacking guard or aggressive guard, but with some more when she puts some more muscle strength on and she can feel that, she'll decide to go in and drive in the paint and take that contact and score through it. But she's a Robin, and she won't have so much double teams with Juju being back. And then Kennedy can play at the pace that she wants to without hesitating, because she's going to be playing with people of her caliber that can catch her passes, swing the ball, and I've seen her improve greatly on her handles. So that like she couldn't really dribble as well as she's dribbling now. So if she learned that quick in 1 year, there's no telling where Kennedy's ceiling is. It's going to be difficult for a lot of teams because of the level of parity. I like that too. I know. I was thinking of that. So you're talking about. I've been talking, but no, I didn't. Nobody had said nothing when I said it. But I liked Trigger from North Carolina State and Britt Prince from Nebraska. If Britt wants to come over, I'll be fine with that because I don't think her ego would be expecting her to start. But she'd be surprised. She did some minutes when we spread out because, and again, you don't want to have Ju. I don't know. Ju could still be on the court. I think she should be in tremendous shape by then. But if she isn't and she can't play, or we want to load her minutes, pay attention to that. That's a good idea. Britt and Trigger would be good. A good point guard and Trigger would be a good center for us. Somebody was like early on was talking about Pierre, but Pierre kind of like Camille Pierre. She kind of like, I don't know. She kind of like goes in and out for me. Like she's not a center. Like we have that position down. But I like that too. It's so funny you said that because I was sitting here thinking like, since I've seen a lot of teams around the country who, yeah, she's a 4, not a 5, yeah. And you know what? Trigger has a nice, Trigger would work well, Tulip, because of the way the offense that we run, where they always leave our center wide open. And Trigger can knock that shot down. Shit, I seen Trigger shoot that shot from the top of the key, corner of the top of the key. And I was like, oh, you want to leave Trigger open like that? We'll allow her to shoot. Are you still over here living your life, Yolanda? Good morning. Hey, Juju. Hey, chat. Still over here in Honduras. Enjoy your life. That's right. Enjoy my life. Yay. Thank you. Wow. All the way in Honduras. Wow. I hope you're safe. You're keeping safe out there. Strack, Trigger, etc. will be fine. Fire. No, I know, of course. But somebody was talking about Claire. I think B. Will loves Claire. Or was it Live Mike? Claire ain't leaving Kenny and Kentucky though. But you're right. You're right. Absolutely right. Because I know they'll knock that. I know Trigger likes shooting that shot, and I love her size and I love her height. Trigger be happy. She'd be happy with us. She's like Shrek. Okay. Okay. Or Shrek's like Trigger. Really. Okay. I like that. I like that. I really like that idea, Britt Prince and Trigger. I seen that. That's so funny too. I thought of that, but I don't see why Trigger wouldn't do it if we offered her the right. Cause she's gonna get a great education and a whole lot of things. Exposure. It's a big market. You're playing with Juju Watkins. You're playing with who you're playing with. And regardless of what you think of our coach, you don't have to be a great coach when you have the players that we have. We don't need that because they have a feel for the game. They have a feel for what to do next. They played at from club to AAU to top high school teams. They're Gatorade winners. They're McDonald winners. They're national players of the year. They know what to do. shooting, blocking, rebounding, big bodies. Oh, it's going to be great. I would love to get that. I would love to get Trigger. And Prince could be just what we need for the half court offense and things like that because there's going to be a lot of transition ball with the Trojans. Okay, I like both because one can spread the floor and protect the paint, rebound, and run the floor. But you know what? You know how awesome that would be to get Claire Strike and Trigger. That would be unheard of. That would be crazy. But if we did that, how am I gonna have Sanaya and Taya on the floor? Maybe Taya will be open to like coming in and out, or maybe she really is a four, and then her and Sanaya can play off of each other. Trigger and Strat could play off each other. What you think? LSU will target a center too. They need to move early. They do. LSU and no shade to you, Cobalt, but you need help. Okay, let's just face it. You need a little help. They need another center. You can't be the only center, but those girls are gonna need that around them. Okay, because you gotta. I wonder. I feel like for some reason I feel like Coach G is gonna schedule a game with Audie Crooks. I just feel it. I just feel it. I feel like it's gonna come. Farrell is so cool. Farrell, I got a lot of LSU fans in here. Don't worry. Don't trip up Farrell, guys. He just I don't know what he got against you guys. I was just saying like playing Strack ain't leaving cut. I know. That's what I said. That's a Kenny Brooks baby. Like I don't. I'm just wishing. This is wishful thinking, be well, but I don't think like she would leave Trigger. I don't think she has no attachment. I don't know her, but somebody like Claire Strack, I just feel like because Claire came from Virginia to Kentucky with him, so I just don't know. But Trigger might, yeah. That's what I feel. Hopefully, Rhea Marshall's success and the W shows other bigs you can be a role player in USC and make it to the next level. Because Rhea is like a project. She's like a developmental player right now for Connecticut. She's gonna get it. It's gonna take her time for get used to that play and that woman's body. Kind of like Sanaya Fagan needs an opportunity, but they're great prospects to have because you can't teach their height, and you just don't want to throw them away. And Rhea used to frustrate me, but Rhea came a long way. She was there when we needed her. Like I wouldn't throw. I love, the improvement on Rhea. Man, if we could have Rhea next year, that would be good enough. Exactly. Like, just give me something like that. But I would love Trigger because I love that she could take that outside shot and a great rim protector, a great defensive big. Like Rhea, like being at the top of the press. She'd be moving her feet, doing her thing. Like she loved being at the top of the key. Somebody that if you're gonna be whatever position you want to, if you're gonna come to USC, you gotta want to play defense as much as you love the offense. That's a must. Defense is our calling card. Defense to offense is our calling card. The spacing means we can continue five out you. Yeah, yeah. That's why I want that trigger stat type big. Yeah, that type of big. Yeah. Okay. So we got to keep looking because maybe we're missing something. Maybe we haven't. Maybe there's something hiding in the bushes out there like that I haven't seen. Because I didn't see that coming. I guess I wasn't watching Kentucky when I saw 5'9", 6'1", 6'4", 6'4", 6'5". I was like, where the hell did that come from? So that would be a very good pickup. But that's so funny. She said Britt Prince. I was looking at Britt. Britt Prince was kind of tough though. I kind of liked her. I kind of liked her style. Like I loved her toughness and I loved her style. And I thought, like, yeah, you'd fit in good with, playing with some top players. But did you peep out, Tulip? Did you peep out Abraham and Washington being ahead of the Trojans? I never had that on my bingo card. That ain't gonna lie. That can happen, but it ain't gonna be like that next year. They're gonna be good next year too. Why? Tulip, why is Kentucky gonna be good next year too? Yeah, Britt was nice. She's shooting crazy good this year. She is. She is. I saw that. I saw that. I saw that. So look, guys, and Bear Beauty. I didn't get to see what you said earlier, but I hope you had a good night's rest and that you woke up feeling optimistic about LSU. And I hope LSU doesn't go to social media and allow themselves to be distracted with anything that's said. You're just in a I mean the whole country just watches SEC. I know I saw the show. Just ignore them. And you have a flamboyant coach, and you have you know superstars watching your team. You had the number one freshman class in the country, so it's not going to be easy. It doesn't guarantee you being number one just because you have that, and everybody's going to constantly talk about the scheduling. Um, yeah, they're not trash. They're retooling exactly, and they need to be more concerned about how can we play together. We're all USA. Not all. You have USA basketball players on the court that play 3-on-3. How do we bring this together? Like, I did hear one analyst or try to say they were trying to figure out what is LSU's system. Like, no one can figure it out. Like, what's the system? What is the play calling? Like, what are you running when you're in a half court set? What is your deal? It's a lot of standing around going on. It's like, what 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 are you trying to accomplish? In and out, out to in? What does LSU think if you're not running in transition? Motion, offense, like, what is it? They don't they don't have one. Okay, pass the screen away, screen and pass away. I don't know. What is it? And maybe they don't know. Maybe they don't have one. But I enjoyed the Florida South Carolina game yesterday. Uh, Florida. Liv McGill is my favorite guard right now. She is one of my favorite guards. That woman is tough, and I think she pushed South Carolina, and Dawn had to sit back and she just let them play for a minute. She wasn't liking it because she don't like organized chaos, but she gotta let them girls play, and she did until they needed her, and then she stepped up. But what I loved is that Florida pushed and pushed, and it looked like playground recreational ball for a minute. But what I loved is that Dawn backed off, let them do their thing. And I felt that South Carolina rose to whatever Florida was pushing at them, and they overpowered them, and they won. They were like, you got to see the best out of South Carolina when they did that. Like, oh, we tough. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. We know how to play this playground ball. We know how to get down in transition. We know how to keep with you. And if you want to come inside, we got something for you. You want to play on the outside, we got something for you. And South Carolina was like, showed me a lot. But South Carolina still makes too many turnovers. They still travel. They still hurry up and go nowhere. And they throw the ball. Uh, the turnovers is what in their free throws they got to work on. It's okay. You guys said it was an ugly game, but you know what? It I like I like the fact that you know when the defense of pressure came at them, they responded and they responded well. Remember the season I told you about the freshman from Australia, Bonnie Dees? I said she's underrated in Woohoo for Arkansas. She's averaging 11 and 10. That's really good. That's really good. Double double. And she's a freshman. 11 and 10. That's nice. From Arkansas. Okay, so Arkansas is in the SEC, right? Okay. You watched her in the against Tay and Estrella? Yeah. But did you guys see the other girl? Tulip, I don't think it was you. Somebody sent me in my DM. Not the Nigerian. Oh yeah, it's another girl from Australia that yeah, okay, I remember now. Somebody wanted me at the game because hopefully I get to meet Tay, but it's in Tay's friend from Australia. She's still out there. That they were like, let's get her. But if I find out the name Tulip, I'm going to tell you because I want you to do some research on this kid from Australia, this other one that's Satea's friend, because because the kind of big that you're describing that we need is exactly what we need. And I want to see if this person that sent it to me, if she fits the prototype that we're looking for. You play Arkansas next, Farrell? You know who I'm talking about. Okay, yeah. Okay, I'll give you a minute. Okay, hold on. Let me go off camera for a sec, but I'm still here. Yeah, I can't remember. Let me see if I can find it. Because I want you to tell me your thoughts if that would work. Because you and B Will, you guys said you want a Claire Strike trigger type for us. So Farrell, so South Carolina doesn't have a gauntlet of. You guys don't think they're playing a gauntlet like LSU? I think because LSU is in the top 10, that everything that they face coming up is just tough. It's just like it's just tough for them. I mean, their next because somebody read off what their games look like. Okay, tell me this, Farrell. Who would be a challenge for South Carolina in the SEC? Be honest. I know you did last year. I know. I remember. If I'm not mistaken, they weathered it too. I'm looking forward to I thought I told you about this girl, but no one Coach G. She doesn't show her hand, so she probably already knows and is working on it. See, a lot of stuff, you guys, has to do with credits. In the portal, like the thing that stops the portal from, like, probably wonder why did this person go here, or why did this person go there. Sometimes the credits don't transfer, the grades don't transfer. Something stops the like USC is a hard school to get into. Okay, so you guys want this person from this college and from that college, but their grades aren't good enough, or the credits don't transfer. And so that might be the reason why. It's not that we didn't want them or couldn't get them; they didn't qualify. So it has to be. You got to have the grades. You got to have the credits to come. It's not an easy school academically to get into. So you can want these people, but they don't qualify. Okay, so you know who I mean, huh? Yeah, she's from Australia. It's a tough schedule for the Tigers. Yeah, especially when majority of their players have never played in a conference waiver before. So it's different than what South Carolina had last year with veteran team. Yeah, and we know that. That's why I didn't put no pressure on LSU because I'm like, damn, they're young guys. I really want to see how the Tigers respond to all of this adversity, and so that will make or break a team. Yep, yep, I agree. I'm trying to see if I can find this kid. I'm just not overly impressed just because Betts had a good game. It's weak because you got a good game and we don't even have anybody close to your height to guard you. So you had a good game, and now it's like, no, I'm not putting you in no conversation or nothing. I want Betts. You need to play against some real centers. So as far as I'm concerned, you're still struggling. Damn, where is that kid? Yeah, who sent me that? Hmm. Maybe it wasn't this one. Maybe it's from this guy. Yeah, I know you know who I'm talking about though. Dang, dang it. I gotta find that girl. Need to start writing that stuff down. Jacob knows the name? Okay. Dang, I can't remember. I'm tripping. I thought I was gonna remember. But you know what I'm talking about. Because, out of Australia. Yeah, she is from overseas. The one I'm talking about, it is an overseas player. And it's somebody that would come in um, that would keep USC in the conversation beyond Juju as Juju transitions in the draft. He leaves for the W. This person would be great to have to play alongside of Jazz and Ken and Sanaya and all that. Like we're building to be sustainable beyond Juju. Um, I don't know. She could shoot the three though. Yeah. Oh, it's gonna be fun basketball. It's gonna be fun basketball. Like you're gonna keep USC around for a long time, and I think people already know that anyway. But I want to see what all these bigs that are coming in, what uh, say Texas Tech and South Carolina, and I forget the other team that got a big is going to look like. I think um, with the international players, it's so crazy because it doesn't translate to them dominating over here um, when they get here. Like Gerda, we thought would be a whole lot. She was like MVP and all this stuff, and it's like She's coming along though. I'm gonna leave her alone. She's got to learn our rules because she was getting called for fouls on bets that it was like because she had her arm like this, and I really you can't put your arm in somebody's back. What do you guys think about these international players come and go? They're gonna change the world of college basketball for good. I don't think they are. I think they're gonna. I think coming over and playing, basketball against Americans, it's not what they thought. It's like maybe they thought they was going to come over and dominate. They ain't dominating. The three is not a must, though. It's a bonus. It's a bonus. The blocks, the rebounds, and athleticism is a must. And defend, yeah, to defend and rim protect. Alicia Turnerby's. I'm not. If Alicia will surprise me, but I'm not expecting her to come in and turn anything around. I'm trying to see if she can even keep up with the Gamecocks on the floor. You're very nice on her. I know. I'm nice on who too. I don't think that they make that much of a difference coming over. I just don't. R5 combined with combined for 2 dang points. Oh, Gerda. I know. I know. I know. But I don't think that we were looking for her to score. But she didn't help me down low with nothing with defensively. I think they can help some teams and hurt some teams. Yeah. I know too. I know. I'm not expecting the post players that South Carolina got to make them like a national contender. Me either. Me either. I'm not either. She does nothing but cardio. I don't think she's ready for conference play. That's probably why we haven't seen her play yet. I don't either. I was looking at them yesterday, and I can imagine her running up and down the court with South Carolina. South Carolina was going at breakneck speed, and I just don't see how can she keep up with that? She gonna have to go from the top of the key to the top of the key. That's it. Like Taya will go from deep in the paint to deep in the paint with us, and she's a rim runner. Well, I don't think that Alicia's a rim runner. What's up, Nico? So Farrell said they're getting her ready, guys. They're getting her ready. But like she better hurry up and get ready then because you guys are going to another level. She better hurry up and get ready. Alicia saw right now when she adds some weight, she'll be a problem. She saw and she don't play through contact well. And it's a lot of contact inside, especially against Texas. They was banging, bodies was banging, blocks were coming, they Dale Tack came in there and just blocked the crap out of somebody, and then Texas it was just a madhouse out there in Vegas when I saw them. I was like, oh my gosh, I was like, this child, is she ready for this? Because y'all gonna go at it. Texas is not playing. They do not want to lose to South Carolina. They just don't. And you guys don't want to lose to them. So we're gonna see the house come down when they play. I can't see them mentally folding. Because they don't just Texas doesn't just rely on Madison, thank gosh. It's annoying me that I can't remember. I know, and I can't find it. I don't want to keep looking. Like you got me looking. I know you know. It's surprising that you knew who I was talking about. And I'm like, why can't I find who gave that to me? Dang. Sheesh. Oh my gosh. Thought I'm gonna remember that name from Australia. Do you think that the girl who we're talking about played on the Australian team? Hmm. all I want is a competent big. That's all. That's all I really want, guys. I'm on board with you guys now. I see it. I see it. I see it. I see it. Because at first I was like, I don't care about that. Now I think I agree now. It would just make things much more solid and competitive without us having to, like, now we could run through some top teams and like leave them, because we'll get out on you and be like up 18 points on the top teams in the country, and then by the end of fourth quarter we're struggling to hold on to that. It was like, I don't know if we take the foot off the gas, I don't know what it is, but and then we'll beat you by two, or like, I want to like be handedly lead people with this talent that we have next year by 10 points. Maybe we might be up on you by 20, but by the end of the game, don't drop more. Don't drop under 10 points for the win. Make it decisive. Make it like, you know, decisive, and leave no crumbs, nothing. Texas Longhorns have a tough 3-game road trip. I'm curious to see what you think about it. I think it's great. I think that Texas can weather through it. I'm not worried. I would be surprised if Texas isn't the SEC regular season champs. I just would be surprised. It's on you guys. Been saying that all year, Julia. I think the Trojans are going to be fine. This is a down year, especially losing one of the best players in college basketball. So basically, Trojans are going to have to get some front. That's what we're talking about. We're trying to talk about, we were talking, Hookem. We were talking about if we were to get a portal transfer, someone that's a place like Trieger or Claire Strack. And then I know one that in Australia that I know we got to be looking at this kid, but I need a big center, and a strong center. We don't need a Sarah Strong, but at least someone who can give us 6 to 8 points and 10 boards. Exactly. Hey, baby T. Exactly. If we had that along with what we got next year, I'm telling you, we're going to leave people at the end. The top 4 teams will leave at 10 points. We can beat them by 10 points. I really see that. Everybody knows it in the country who we need. Favor in the West is a center averaging 14 and 11 in the SEC. The only thing is she's 6'3". We need 6'6". Take her as backup. If we can't get Trigger. Okay. Because Taya's 6'4". She doesn't have a wide body or anything like that. She can run rim to rim. She can play. I believe she can guard all 5 positions. She's a dog. She's and I'm glad she's here now. Going to be on the bench. I can't wait to see her Tuesday in person. And I love her height. She's strong. She's ready to go. But we need size. We need a body. We need a. Tay reminds me of Satu. Yeah, at 6'4". Yeah, she does. She reminds me of Satu. But Satu like to hang around the outside. I call it an Aussie unicorn. Yes, that's how she's going to play. Tula, that's how she's going to play. Hey, y'all. I got up here about an hour ago. I want to come back after the AP Top 25 comes out. If you didn't catch my show earlier this month, like if you just tuned in, rewind it, go back, replay, can hear the things that I'm saying. The title was about parity in NCAA. We talked about the wins and losses. I gave the flowers to Michaela Blake. So I feel like I do believe that you can have a superhero on your team. And I do believe that, she was getting the juju treatment and she was weathering through it, which means the fouling, that the calls she wasn't getting, and she carried them on her backs. I don't even think anybody in our team was close to 32 points. And she beat, when she beat LSU, she actually by herself beat LSU. That's crazy. Farrell, you guys choked to Ole Miss? You felt, did Texas play Ole Miss and it was close? Is that what it is? Ole Miss has a tendency to muck things up. to muck things up. But I don't think they had enough firepower to get past Texas at all. The SC French girl, is she ready to remember? Nah, she ain't ready to go right now. DJT. I don't think she's ready. After what I saw, how I saw South Carolina and Florida play, I don't think she could have ran on the floor yesterday with that. Yeah, her upside is very high. She's just 18. She's not big. Just lumbers down the floor. She can't run with Carolina like that. She needs a 2-year build up her strength. Yeah, that's what I think. I hate to say it, but it's true. I haven't even seen her play, and I could just tell from what I did see her play. But when I look, we've always played Coach Yo very closely, and you got to give credit to the Rebels providing back. But toughness is the Longhorns won that game. Yep, she had no special whistle, and they need to clean it up because officiating in the conference has been terrible. Yesterday's officiating with LSU and Vandy left something to be desired. Like that, I mean, Michaela stepped right out of bounds in front of the official, and I'm not saying it was gonna make a difference, but it's like, come on, stop. Even us, like we have a tough style of defense, and it's like we couldn't even breathe on UCLA, and then it backs us off, and it's like you needed to allow us to have contact, and I mean it was stupid, the fouls that they were. Betts was getting everything that she's ever cried for, and I was like, girls, you that nobody even did nothing to you, and you're getting to the free throw line. This is some BS. And it just stops the momentum of the flow. We don't even know how to guard you at this point. And to me, a great official would tell, what did I do? What if it's Gerda putting her arm like that, what is it? She's back behind, and they're calling a foul on her, trying to hold Betts out of the paint. And it's like, stop it. Please stop it. Which of the 5 bigs would you want to stay most? I would probably keep Laura. I'd probably keep Laura. She's recovering from an injury, and she's not doing bad. I've seen Laura do some physicality and some blocks that kind of surprised me, down there. And she can get better at practice. Hopefully, Tay will be practicing. I'm sure she is practicing against them to make them better, and hopefully work on their footwork. So I just keep her. I'm sorry. I was going to say Viv, but the Longhorns have got to play them in their place. I don't want to lose because of a special whistle. I don't either. The whole UCLA team going to WNBA next. They got about like 7 players going next year. And that's why I'd be like, why would you think Jazzy would transfer to UCLA just to play with her doggone friend? Duh, that's so dumb. SC beating Texas by 20. Oh my God, Farrell. Good God. Oh my God. 20. Oh wow. Dawn Dynasty is done in SEC. Texas Longhorns are the best in the SEC. Ooh. I think Texas could win the SEC this year, but we'll see. And if Dawn beats you guys, DJ, all I got is or hook them. If South Carolina beats you guys, I don't want to hear shit. If you guys play SC twice and they beat you with that team that you got, SC is going South Carolina gonna win it all, because that means they are the bee's knees. Oh, I used to say that. I saw Sienna going to SC, but Sienna ain't impressing me right now. She's so out of shape right now. But go ahead. She can come. That would be cool. That'd be a nice power forward. Like, you know what I mean? I wouldn't mind Sienna coming. She'd love it. Tulip, yes, she needs to get stronger. I agree, but let's not shortchange her upside. No, we know she has an upside. We know. I don't think Tulip disagrees with that. We're just saying, like, I'm saying that I don't think the French player will come in and make it like just be the best big there and just make this immediate impact. I just can't see it right away. Listen, January gonna come and go, LSU going to have the hardest time in January with their schedule, but when Texas and South Carolina come together, it's gonna be fireworks. And if your Longhorns allow the Gamecocks to run through you at Texas, and then you think you're gonna win at Colonial, you could hang it up. You could hang it up, and you better stop having these close ass games. We have a very tough road trip. We got to go to play Alabama, Auburn. What's the wrong? What do you mean, Auburn, Alabama? There's a play over there, Alabama, pretty good. Then we got to go play a really tough LSU Tigers team that have not figured things out, and then SC. Oh, okay. So we got Alabama, Auburn, LSU, and then the Gamecocks. Yeah, the game in Columbia for Texas is going to be hard. I agree. Offensively, the Longhorns have got to get better. We almost lost to the Rebels. You got to do that. But hell, SC almost lost to Florida. Florida was right there. That's what I'm trying to explain. The parity is crazy. It's not. No one is blowing anyone out really over there. You guys are playing extreme. Even in my Big Ten, it's the same thing. Yes, UCLA did get got, but our girls, we have girls on that court, except for Kennedy and Malia, that they don't know anything about the rivalry. They think they do, but they don't know anything about. They weren't even running. Kennedy, I've never seen her get upset like that. They weren't even running the plays at one point. It was like, I guess it was too much overload. Coach Godley is very cerebral. She was giving them a lot to think about and a lot to do. And, the first quarter told it all. It was working, but you got to be ready to shift. Because when Coach Corey adjusts, we know, listen, what makes the parity, you guys, is that we know each other very well. You guys know each other very well in the SEC. We know our top teams in the Big Ten. We know each other very well right now. We're starting to get, so the difference in separation is not much. It's not much. You're running the same shit you ran last year. You might have a little variations. You may have to go to the fourth option of the same play. Okay? And when you do that, when we try to go they know what we're doing, believe it or not. And we can't go down to the fourth option. Our fourth option is like, it's not, we don't have it. So you guys, yes, thank you, Pharaoh. You guys know each other so well. Florida knows you. Everybody knows each other. We know what you're going to do, believe it or not. And so you have to go to the first option. Okay, we know that's coming. We know what's happening in the second. You know what's happening in the third. It's the team that can go, and this is why I like Texas. It's a team that can go from Madison to Jordan Lee to Rory to Carlton to you got Texas can go. This person can score. This person can score. This person can score. This person can score. And then at the end of that comes who wants it more. Who wants it more? We know where the ball is going into Audie. So we're going to go to the option of say Jada, right? But it was supposed to go Audie to Addie to Jada to the team, right? So yesterday, we know it's going to Michaela Blake's. Duh, it's nothing to guess. She is their option. And even though you knew it, you couldn't stop it. Good morning, so nice. So the parity is that everybody knows what each other's gonna do, and we know what options who's your scorer, who's the ball gonna go to next. So because of that, it makes the game. Coach Joe, she probably know Texas in and out. She probably knows USC in and out. She knows what to do, but then it comes down to can she stay close? And then when she does, it's going to come down to who's the toughest, who wants it the most in the SEC. And that's how, when I see Texas, Vic knows what Don's going to do. Don knows what the Longhorns are going to do. And Vic, she knows Vic in and out. But it's going to be down to who's the toughest, who's going to want it more, who wants it more. And see, what I'm afraid of with the Gamecocks is your free throws, your turnovers, your unforced turnovers. You can't be having that. And that's what frustrates Dawn, because she's equipped you with everything you need on the floor. She's equipped you with 4 different options. She equipped you guys with talent and balance. She's got the big, she's got the post, she's got the guard, she's got, Maddie was balling, but who is gonna want it more between when you play Texas? It's like you're canceling each other out, but it's like who makes the least mistakes at the least, at the critical moments in time? Who's gonna make the free throws? And when I was watching them in Vegas, Tanaya was making the free throws. She was keeping you guys in the game. And it came down to a big shot by they figured out who can guard who. Like Madison didn't want to score. She didn't want to press the issue when Raven was guarding her. Raven was locking her, right? And then but as soon as Tessa came towards her, no shade against Tessa, she wanted that matchup. She wanted it. And then Rory got to an open area. She was curving. Nobody thought she was going to take that shot. She got to the open space, and she just took a mid-range jumper that got you. There are only 3 teams that can win a championship: the defending champs, the Longhorns, and the Bruins. And nobody would believe what you just said except for me. I gave, when the Bruins played UConn, it was an eventual winner, which I know that my Trojans could beat both of them. So I had called it from before the season started. No one could see what the Trojans were about, but I knew what they were going to be about, and I knew the trajectory of Juju Watkins. So I knew we would face South Carolina. Andrea Carter said it. She said the winner of the USC-UConn game will win it all. That side of the country, we were ready to go. So maybe me and you be the only one that would believe that, Hook and Booker. Maybe you and I are the only ones that see that. But the defending champs, Texas and Bruins, those 3. Now, who the 4th person is going to be, I don't know. I don't see why it wouldn't be the Gamecocks. But we're going to have to see what happens down the line. Is there somebody coming from that group below that is going to break that ceiling and at the end of the year? Okay? I don't know. South Carolina not a championship team this year, and it's okay to say that. Okay. Farrell said, not true. There's only 3 teams that can win a championship. We said that. Okay, Audie, what are we getting ready to say? Audie with just 40% usage. 40%, she better be the leading scorer with that. That's a lot of usage. I don't even think Juju ever been for Juju. The highest, I think, was her freshman year. But it was needed, else they wouldn't have gone as far as like 35, 36%, 35, and then she went down to 32%. That's a high usage. You're right. But that's why I keep saying, Tulip, that Jada, Addie Brown, and you needed somebody else. She can't be at 40%. She can't. That's what's going to hurt them. That's why they can't. Like, their ceiling should be Elite 8. But they can't get further than that with her being at 40%. Addie barely gets the ball. It's just Jada to Audie. That's what I'm saying. Yes. The cost them the game yesterday with the last possession. The top 4 can win a chip. Yeah. force feeding inside. You guys act like we didn't give the game away. Give what game away? What game, Phil? You talking about last year's championship? You guys didn't have an answer. You didn't have a clue. You guys were still, what pissed me off is like, you guys were still letting them do the back door. I told you don't go over the screen, go under the screen. They want you to go over the screen. It's just pissing me off. I was like, they were outsmarting the Gamecocks. And I was like, what is that? Totally agree. Sweet 16 for Iowa State. Okay. Maddie Booker should be national player. Ooh. She's soft to me. I'm not feeling Madison Booker like that. Only if she sticks for what she's good at, which is that mid range. She could be a mini monster at that height and that pull up and how quick she releases it. She should be killing people in that. And we don't need to force the ball to Maddie. So yeah, Unrivaled starts soon. We were talking about Unrivaled last year, transition into that. I hear that we got 2 games this morning. I gotta figure out if I can get the channel. You guys told me TNT or whatever, and we're gonna do some Unrivaled here. Ray and Hanby with Ryan, CWBG and EW. I like Breeze. I like Phantom. I'm gonna stop right there because I don't want to start saying hi to this team and that team. I need to see them first. Texas Longhorns 66-64 to South Carolina. Something like that. In your first matchup, okay, True TV or TNT. That's what I was asking yesterday. They told me TNT. I said, is it True TV? Yeah. So, hey, we got a lot of great basketball coming up in the NCAA. And then at the same time, y'all, we got to transition back and forth to Unrivaled. At first, I wasn't interested because my favorite player is not going to be playing. And I just didn't know how it was going to be, without Angel, but bump it. There's some stuff I do want to see with them. You think both? Okay. So I'm going to be back for that. As soon as the AP comes out after 9 o'clock, if it's worth talking about, I'm going to come back up. Come back and join me. Come back and see me right here on Everybody Loves Juju 1-2 Talk Soup. Hit that notification bell so you can know when I'm on. And join me. Hit that like button on your way out. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. My subscriptions are going up. I'm trying to get to 1,000. I think I just need to come up more often. I'm grateful for all of you who have been subscribing. I appreciate you. God bless you. Thank you for the super chat, Be Well. God bless you, brother. All of you, I will see you soon. Go about your day. Take care of what you got to do. Come back here, right here. Listen to me on your phone. Listen to me while you're washing dishes. Whatever you're doing, homework, I don't care. Come back and see me right here. Sunday, Texas Longhorn versus LSU. ESPN, I hope they don't figure it out on us. You better believe in your Longhorns, Hooker. You better stop doing that. And you're welcome. Thank you, guys. I'll see you soon. Peace.